All right, welcome everyone back to another episode of Views from the Stands. I am your host, Gunner, or AKA G-Man G Blazing if you follow me on the socials. And episode 16 is here. This is something I mentioned on yesterday's pod that I was going to look to do potentially more throughout the week, depending on the week. And this is a week to do that. There's so much going on, and so what we're going to be going over is something, first off, we didn't do yesterday, which I like doing, is on this day in sports history. So we're going to do today and see what happened on this day, right, in sports history. Then we're going to go over an MLB offseason and free agency. We're gonna discuss the latest signings, give my opinion on those signings. We're going to discuss the Juan Soto as well as the Alex Verdugo trade or trades. And then we're going to dive into Shohei Ohtani a little bit, talk about him and see what's going on with that. And then we're going to review the remaining free agents and give my thoughts and especially from a Dodgers fan's perspective as well. And then the last two things we'll go over NFL preview. We're going to kind of go over all the games. We got it all set up with ESPN Bet. We'll see the line and the over. So we'll just go over it and kind of just give my thoughts on who's going to cover and some thoughts on that as well. And then lastly, Heisman. We're going to talk over the four finalists: Bo Nix, Michael Penix, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Jaden Daniels. Looking forward to seeing who wins that Saturday. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's share the screen and let's get going. All right. So first off, we're going to start here in 1988. Nolan Ryan was signed to a one-year contract with the Texas Rangers, and obviously you kind of know what happened with his career after that, essentially. 1988, looks like the Islanders fired their coach Terry Simpson and replaced him with former coach Al Harvard. Looks like in 1995 we had a strike of referees. They returned on December 12th, it looks like. 1996 had our first Big 12 championship game. Texas beats Nebraska 37-27. Looks like we had a lot of championship games. So, like in 1996 as well, we had our fifth SEC championship. Not a huge fan of SEC, but it's good product. 45-30, Florida beats Alabama. We had our ninth ACC championship. Florida State beats Duke. Just clobbered them. Cristiano Ronaldo wins his fifth award to equal Lionel Messi's record at the time. Second consecutive win for Ronaldo at the time as well in 2017. This is not great news, but Larry Nazar is sentenced to 6 years on the child pornography charge. That's just a sad story, and I recommend you looking that outside. We're not really going to dive into that. And then in 2020, the competitive form of breakdancing, breaking, is an Olympic sport for Paris 2024. So if anyone does the breaking out there, I hope you go and go try out. So that's what's up on this day. We'll try to do it at least once a week. Probably the main one. And then if we do like something later in the week, then probably not. But we'll see. We will see. All right. So diving into the MLB offseason and the signings, guys. So try to get this a little bit closer as much as I can. Oops. Actually did this. There we go. All right, so today, December 7th, there's only been one signing right now. There's the Nationals signed outfielder, third baseman Nick Senzel. 1 year, $2 million. So previous team was Reds. Solid ball player. You're in a different. We're in a different era, right? We're going to see strikeouts and stuff like that. Obviously, he batted .236. He had 13 home runs, 42 RBIs, 6 stolen bases. So versatile player, and that's kind of what you need in today's sport. Yesterday was kind of a big day. So Reds got Yamir Candelario. 3 years, $45 million. So 13 or 15, per year. That's kind of crazy a little bit. He bats .251. He had 22 bombs. Previous team was the Cubs. D-backs. This is a huge signing for the D-backs, in my opinion. Eduardo Rodriguez, 4 years, 80 mil. Pretty cheap and 20 mil a year. So, I mean, not really cheap, I guess. Previous team was the Tigers. I will say this is interesting. So, the Dodgers were looking into him during the season at the trade deadline, and one of the reasons he didn't want to like leave the East Coast, and it's funny that now he's in the West Coast. So maybe he just has a thing for the Dodgers, and that's okay. I just wish that was the story from the jump, right? Um, didn't have to kind of use your family as an excuse, in my opinion. But I mean, great signing. We're not going to talk about that because we'll talk about that later. Orioles signed Craig Kimbrell, 1 year, 13 mil. It optics wise, it seems like it is a little high, but I mean, he's got experience. At the end of the day, he can get saves, right? He can do it for you. So it's not going to be what we saw, beginning of his career, but he's still a solid bullpen piece. And the Orioles need that. I think that's a big reason. Maybe if you think they overpaid, right? They need arms in that bullpen, especially when you're going to face a Juan Soto, which we'll go over later, right? Astros here, Victor Caratini, 2 years, 12 mil. He was on the Brewers. Just pretty much a platoon kind of guy. This is a big one, so we'll talk about this one when I'll talk about the Verdugo. But Marco Gonzalez was traded from the Braves to the Pirates. He was traded first off to the from the Mariners to the Braves, so he just flip flop again. It looks like just cast considerations here. So it was all part of on the Braves end, just to kind of use them as a piece to move on, and whoever else was in that trade, was really the main piece. Couple more here. We'll do the next two. Eric Fedi or Fedi, I believe is how we say his name, and I apologize because I do know him. We've worked out in the past. Agrees to deal with White Sox. So he was with the NC Dinos, a Korean baseball organization. He went 20-6 to ERA. You can see 209 strikeouts in 180 innings. That's .95 WHIP. That's insane. Just seeing those numbers. Great to see him having success. I know he's had issues with his arm over his course of his career. He gets a 2 year, 15 mil. I think it's a win-win on both sides. Team friendly, but good amount of money for my guy Eric. So we'll be watching him. Sucks he's on the White Sox, but it is what it is. Brewers re-signed Wade Miley to a 1 year, 8.5. I mean, solid pitcher, lefty. You don't see a lot of lefties out there. So 3 ERA last year. I mean, this is what you're kind of just looking for. And then lastly, Nick Martinez. He was on the Padres. He signed a 2 year, $26 million contract with the Reds. So Reds are bolstering their pitching staff. And with the injuries that they had last year, they need some people that are consistent, can give you innings. No really shockers, I guess you could say, in terms of the signings. I think they're all good ones. I think again, so far the winner, in my opinion, from a signing perspective, is the Diamondbacks. Eduardo Rodriguez, solid left-hander, gets about 3 ERA. He can give you innings. He can get you strikeouts. And with what we saw in the playoffs, put a lefty out there with Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, and the rookie Brandon. That's a pretty solid top 4 in my opinion. All right, so we're gonna go over this one now here, and this is the Juan Soto trade and the Verdugo trade. So pretty much we'll go over the main one because the Verdugo is an interesting one in my opinion. I mean, both are, but so basically the Yankees acquired Juan Soto, 25-year-old outfielder, right? established himself as one of this era's most gifted hitters, according to this article. They also received him and Trent Grisham, so two outfielders, as part of a 7-player deal. San Diego receives right-hander Michael King, Johnny Brito, and Randy Vasquez, and then starting pitching prospect Drew Thorpe and catcher Kyle Higuchi. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Definitely said that wrong. But that's a solid catcher. He's a platoon guy. Drew Thorpe, he's a prospect, obviously, as I mentioned. But I'd say the big two pieces here is obviously the Drew Thorpe, Michael King, in terms of the value trying to get back and what the Padres needed. At the end of the day, what this was for San Diego, if anyone's wondering, it's to lower the cap. The money that they're spending is way too much. Unfortunately, owner just passed away, so I'm sure that's going on and having maybe some effects to a degree. But Yankees bolster their lineup and get a lefty bat, and that's their big hurdle for these past few years. They don't have a lot of consistent lefty bats. Now they have him and Rizzo, also Verdugo, which we'll go over in a minute. But they starting to get lefties, and they have that short righty porch, and you got to find lefty bats to get the ball over that short porch, right? It shouldn't be hard for them. So yeah, I'd say win-win. One thing that is going to be interesting, Juan Soto is a Scott Boras. That's his agent essentially, and Scott Boras is not known for doing extensions. Juan Soto will be a free agent after this year. This year is coming up, so given that they gave up Michael King and Drew Thorpe and some other pieces, we'll see what can transpire there. It would be obviously in Yankees' best interest to get a extension deal at least to some degree, but Scott Boras always makes sure that he's getting the best, the most money, I should say, for his people. And then the next piece is Verdugo, and so on Tuesday night they also completed a trade with their rival Boston Red Sox. In exchange for 3 pitchers. And so basically the 3 pitchers are just farm system pitchers, prospects. And Verdugo moves on to play in New York. And again, another lefty bat. So they're starting to kind of get more of a balanced, just be more balanced, I guess. I was going to say identity, but just be more balanced in that lineup, right? It creates more opportunities for a judge, right? Let's say if he's going to face a lefty out there because maybe he's in between a Juan Soto and a Rizzo, right? And so people want to try to get the boom, boom, boom. So it can be scary, definitely, because there's some dudes out on that Yankees roster at the end of the day. But they have Brian Cashman. They do have I'm sad to say, but my boy Aaron Boone, USC legend. I'm excited for this year. This is starting to get me interested more. Earlier than normal in terms of baseball. What's going to happen? Normally off season. It just seems like everything gets dragged on a lot compared to MLB and the NFL or MLB, NBA and NFL free agencies. It just seems like, and maybe there's more tampering going on in those leagues than MLB, but got to find a way. I feel like to get deals done maybe quicker. But for the most part, it hasn't been too crazy. Again, we'll see how this month transpires and see who is left, and then kind of go from there. Because I think going into the new year, they only have about 2 months, and then spring training. So I would assume from a ball player perspective, the player they want to get it done probably before mid-January, I would say, in just terms of anything. So we'll definitely keep you updated on what's going on some of those things later on as well. Okay, going into Shohei Ohtani. So Shohei Ohtani. So teams pretty much are involved in him right now. It's Blue Jays, Dodgers, Giants, Cubs, and Angels. Technically, I think the Cubs and Angels are behind the eight ball. Uh, it feels like it's a Blue Jays Dodgers battle right now. It really does feel like that's the case. Um, you know, not much people have spoke on his meetings, and some leaks are starting to come out. Dave Roberts said something, which I don't get the issue. I mean, at the end of the day, the media people do that, right? So it is what it is. We should have an answer by end of week, according to the media people. We will see if that does transpire. I mean, I've heard rumors of 500 to 600 million range, which is wild. He's not going to pitch this next year just because he got hurt late season, but he will be batting. So, what I hope happens, and obviously, first off, I obviously hope he becomes a Dodger, right? That I would love to see this guy that we're watching right now. We're sharing is wearing blue instead of that red. But I really think he should be a closer, man. I just feel like that would be. I don't know. I just feel like it's maybe more intimidating, or maybe not. But from an optics standpoint, this dude, let's say even DHs or plays right field, right? He's not playing the outfield, and then the manager comes out, right? It's like Little League, right? And he goes to the guy whoever is on at first. He goes, all right, bring him in, Shohei, come on, and he's just jogging from like right field or something, right? And just goes on the mounds, fucking pumping, and gets the save. That would be cool to me. I would love to see that. I think that saves a lot on the arm. Just giving my personal opinion and what I've had for some arm issues in the past when I was playing baseball. Um, Obviously, it wasn't like this guy, but you know, then at the end of the day, that arm he has is a big piece of why he's going to be paid 500 to $600 million potentially. So I hope he's a Dodger at the end of this week. If that is the reality, I hope it is. Hopefully this does not get dragged out too long because, like I was mentioning, it just seems like we drag things on from time to time, right? So give me Shohei and the Dodgers. I think the Yankees are out, Mets are out on him. I think they want pitching now. They want the Yamamoto guy, which we'll kind of talk about, which kind of leads into actually the remaining free agents. I think Red Sox are still kind of involved with Shohei and probably Yamamoto, but I think they want Yamamoto more. So we'll see what happens there. But just don't go to the Giants. If you want to go to the Blue Jays, that's fine with me. Just don't go to the Giants. All right. Going into the free agency. So obviously we mentioned Shohei. He's a free agent, as you can see. So I'm using Spot Track, to look at who's the free agents. So the first one, which I don't think when I was glancing this over earlier, was not on the list, but Yamamoto. So Yamamoto, it seems like it's a Yankees, Mets, Red Sox, maybe Dodgers battle right now. It's basically he wants to get paid. So I feel like right now it's Mets with Yamamoto. I think it could just be New York. But if Shohei can be a Dodger, maybe Yamamoto wants to join him. They're teammates, right, from the Japan international team. So we have Marcus Stroman out there. He is 32 years old, right? Previously with the Chicago Cubs. I wouldn't mind him from a Dodger wish list. I've always respected him and how he's played the game. His market value is about 15.6, so we'll see. Maybe he gets 15 to 20. I'm assuming he wants 20ish. I would assume. Joey Votto's out there from veteran lefty bat. 5.5. Sucks he's not going to be on Cincy as a Red, and we'll see if another team picks him up. I hope so. I would assume, given his age and given that his career was always with the Reds, he's going to be with the team that is going to win. So let's say, just, again, just teams out there, right? Dodgers, Astros, the Phillies, Braves, right? Like just teams like that, Rays, just any team that are predicted to win is a team to watch. Ryu, Hyunjin Ryu, starter, former from the Toronto as well as the Doyers. So he's out there. I personally do not want him, if you're curious, on the Dodgers, but he's out there. Clayton Kershaw, I expect him to resign. His market value is $37 million. That is insane, though. I hope we can maybe less than that. We'll see. Let's kind of go down a couple more lists here. People, Jock Peterson's out there. Wouldn't mind him. He's always been a fan favorite. Yasmani Grandal out there, good switchy bat. Liam Hendricks. I hope he gets a position out there. He survived cancer and recently, so that was great to see him coming back. Cody Bellinger, he's out there. From what I'm hearing, it's Cubs and Yankees right now for Bellinger. You just never know who's going to come and get him. Justin Turner's out there, veteran bat. Evan Longoria's out there. Brandon Crawford, A.J. Pollock, Julio Urias. We'll see. I want to say the Dodgers will re-sign him. I think the holdup is the Ohtani thing, right? And then going from there. That would be my assumption. Josh Hader, would love to see him as a Dodger. Just feel like we've always done our lefty bullpen guys not as consistent. He's a consistent bat. He's a player, and he's a closer. So a 2-for-1 in my opinion. Teoscar Hernandez, we'll see where he wants to land. I would be interested to see if he comes over to the Dodgers because we said that Mookie's going to be a second baseman. That would be cool to see. So that right field position, right, is a void, quote unquote. Will Myers is out there. Will Smith, Matt Chapman. I think he resigns with Toronto, but again, Ohtani's probably the holdup here. Jorge Soler, he's a good bat out there. Rhys Hoskins, he's not going to be going to Philly. Seems like Milwaukee would be cool. I mean, both guys, Jorge Soler and Hoskins. Joey Gallo's out there. I mean, there's some name value guys. Blake Snell, he just won a Cy Young, so he's going to get paid, hopefully, 31 years old. Greg Kimbrell, he's a free agent, but he just got signed. Did not get updated, so apologies there. Zach Greinke, Kevin Kiermaier, Brandon Bell. So, I mean, we again, going to just these conversations I keep bringing up a little bit with these guys is it just seems like these things, right? I mean, obviously there's so many players and whatnot, but it just seems like there's so many good value players and good name value players where we are just taking our time because if it's because of one person or we're chit chatting too much, I don't know what the case is, but I feel like MLB could revisit or just visit this whole process and the offseason, how we can make it, I guess, exciting or just more in a timely fashion and whatnot. So, so we will see on that. And that really covers the MLB college football. So, not college football, NFL preview. So let's talk about it. So we are on ESPN Bet. We have tonight's game, Patriots Steelers. Line is 5.5 Steelers. Over under is 30.5. So it started at 6, my understanding, and said 5.5 here. I would take the plus 5.5. I think this is a close game. Just both teams suck. I mean, one team is 7-5 and one team is 2-10, but Steelers could be easily 2-10. Give me the over though. I want to see some scoring. Give me like a 17-14 game would obviously hit it. A 20-17-20, something like that. I think it's going to be a 3-point game, basically here. Rams, Ravens. Give me the Ravens. to cover and hit that over as well. Let's see some scoring. I think at the end of the day, the Ravens will be able to stop the Rams' running game, which is prevalent with that offense in the Rams. Buccaneers at Falcons. Line is 2.5. Falcons over and under is at 40.5. Give me the under. Both teams are not great offensively, good defenses, so I expect a low scoring game here. Panthers at Saints. 4.5 Saints. Give me the under first off in this 37.5, but give me the plus 4.5 Panthers. I think this is going to be a tight game here with that game. We got the Colts at Bengals. 1.5 for the Bengals. 43.5 is the over and under. Give me the under. I think this is going to be more of a defensive game, but I mean both QBs can go out there and sling it as backups. So it would not shock me if this was two teams just going at it. Lions at Bears. Lions are 3.5 favorites. Over and under is 42.5. Give me the Lions and give me the over. Lions are going to dominate the Bears. Texans at the Jets. 3.5 for the Texans. Over and under is 33.5. It's probably going to be more of a defensive game, but CJ Stroud doesn't have his boy Tank Dell. T's and P's to him. But I mean, CJ Stroud's the real thing. This would be a good test because the Jets defense have a good defense and they have Saucy. So give me Houston to cover. Jaguars at Browns. 3 points Browns. 30.5 is over and under. Joe Flacco is most likely going to play this game, I think, or Dorian Thompson's basically not going to be Deshaun Watson, right? And then Jaguars, sounds like Trevor Lawrence is not going to play. I think he might have been practicing. I think the line right now is because everyone, the assumption is he's not going to play. Give me the +3 with the anticipation that he does play. So give me the Jags +3, get that good value. Even money line, to be honest. Vikings at Raiders. 3-point favorite is the Vikings. Over and under is 40.5. Give me the Vikings. We have Justin Jefferson coming back. Dobbs fans, so give me the Vikings. Seahawks at Niners. 10.5. Wow. Spread. Over and under is 46.5. I mean, Niners are rolling hot. Seahawks, I mean, they're a hit and miss team. Give me the +10.5. I think the Seahawks will be able to move the ball and cover at least that spread. Bills at Chiefs. 1.5 spread here. Over and under is 48.5. Give me the under. I don't think both teams are going to score because they haven't, to be honest. It's going to be a close game. But give me the Chiefs to cover. I just don't see... I just don't see the Bills winning this game, unfortunately, with their struggles and their issues right now. Broncos at Chargers. Chargers are 3-point favorites. Give me the Broncos. That's all I have to see. I do not trust Brandon Staley and his team, unfortunately. I just don't. Eagles at Cowboys. 3.5 spread. Cowboys. Over and under is 51.5. This should be a great game. I'm excited for it. I'll be definitely watching Sunday night, obviously. Give me the Cowboys to win. They are undefeated at home, and I think they'll still cover and win at home. And there are 2 Monday night games we have. First one is both at the same time. Interesting. Titans at Dolphins here. The Dolphins are 13-point spread. Jesus Christ. And then the Packers at Giants, 6.5 spread for the Packers. Give me the Packers over the Giants and give me the Dolphins over the Titans. I think Packers cover. Dolphins don't cover. Shocker. All right, guys. Well, we got one more thing. We'll cover more things actually. Heisman. So this kind of probably, might be thinking, why are you showing me a picture of Jaden Daniels and his mom and dad? Well, this is basically my prediction. This is the big favorite right now. Last couple of weeks have been about Bo Nix and basically Nike paying for his Heisman. unfortunately, man, at the end of the day, it's the best player. It's not the player on the best team or the better team. So, I mean, this dude over 4,000 yards in total yards. He basically beat Joe Burrow's like his stats um, this year than when Burrow did it, right? And Burrow won. Um, at the end of the day, this man pushes the ball up the field. I'm excited to see him win the Heisman this Saturday, so go check it out, guys, this Saturday. I hope Penix comes in second, Bo Nix comes in third, and Marvin Harrison's fourth. I think Marvin Harrison's will be the fourth guy no matter what. They just kind of gave him an invite. Um, but it's basically down to really those three quarterbacks, technically two. But it's going to be all about this boy, Jaden Daniels, right here. So that is pretty much covers that, guys. Real quick, I wanted to show you guys something. So come here. All right. Well, so this is my family. This is my family. Okay. So this is Bear. Okay, Bear. Get up, Bear. Get up, Bear. Get up, Bear. Get up, Bear. Okay, so this is Bear. You can't see. Okay, there we go. This is Bear. This is Bear. And then, come here, Mookie. And then this is Mookie Man. Here's Mookie Man. I know you can't really see him, but he's Mookie Man. He's the Mookie Man. He's the boss, basically. But these two keep me up all day and all night. As you can see them going around and messing around. So, with that, guys, please don't forget to share, like, subscribe. I hope you guys like that little humanism. And just kind of wanted to show, what I do other than this, essentially. So, other than my normal work. Yes, I know it's time to go, right? So, enjoy your guys' Thursday, your Friday, your weekend. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and share, and all that good stuff. But